So our next big talking point, the Arun Jaitley phone spying row. Who is to be blamed for this entire incident? And joining us tonight to answer that big question from the BJP, Vani Tripathi, she's the National Secretary, Prashant Bhushan, Senior Advocate, the Supreme Court, and Naresh Gujral, an Akali Dal MP, also joining us live. Welcome to all of you. In just a few moments, I also hope to be joined by the Congress's spokesperson, Abid Rasool. Vani, let me first begin with you. The special cell of Delhi police is suggesting that the reason why these call data records were being sought could actually well be a case of internal rivalry of the BJP playing itself out. Firstly, tell me, do you agree with this premise or not?
Absolutely not. It's an absolute nadir of democracy, Bhupendra, that the principal opposition party and its leader of opposition is in the ambit of this kind of a phone tapping scandal that the government is trying to cover up. Number two, how does the special cell know? Have they investigated the matter? Have they actually brought out some evidence? Why is it that a conspiracy theory is always aligned whenever something like this is happening? Just because the government wants to actually cover up whatever it's trying to do. And who are the people who are actually hiding behind this whole thing? Is it just a matter of an SHO? Is it so easy that the leader of opposition, of the principal opposition party, his call records are sought? Phones are tabbed, his computer is hacked. Is it just going to happen at the level of an SHO?
Okay.
We absolutely denounce this. We absolutely are of the view that the government is trying to cover up. They have actually messed it up, and now they don't know what to do. And a proper investigation should be held as far as this matter is concerned.
Okay, so the BJP has nothing to do as far as this entire phone hacking incident, phone tapping, CDR accessing is concerned. Well, also joining me on the phone line live from London, former IPL Commissioner Lalit Modi is joining us. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Modi. It's very strange that you are one of those individuals whose name is being looked at as an individual whose CDRs were being sought. But there are also some who are saying that maybe it is Mr. Modi whose lack of friendship with Arun Jaitley is quite well known, who could well be the mastermind behind this incident. Your response, sir?
I am really shocked that this is happening, and I'm just running across it through the news. And seeing my name in there is shocking. I mean, without doubt. I mean, I see no reason why I should be attacked and my phone records are being looked into. But, you know, in India, anything can happen.
But let me put it this way. I'm asking you that there are some in India, there are some in the government, some in the police who are saying that actually the mastermind behind this entire conspiracy is you, sir.
I think the police are going to tell you who the mastermind is going to be and not going to be behind this, and we are all waiting for that, and I'm eagerly waiting to find out who it is, because I'm really shocked that my name is in there in the first place.
Well, let me put it this way. There are some who say that Lalit Modi was trying to speak and perhaps influence some important decision makers within the BJP at the time when your close associate Vasundhara Raje's name was said to be anointed as the BJP president of Rajasthan, as the person who was going to lead the BJP in Rajasthan. Do you deny that outrightly, sir?
Completely, absolutely. I have nothing to do with the politics that are taking place. I'm more concerned with what is happening in the cricket world, and my only attack on Arun was because of cricket, and nothing less and nothing more.
So you have never made any attempt to try and get these details either of Arun Jaitley or of any other BJP leader?
I have no interest at all.
Okay, you have no interest. All right, Lalit Modi, that was pretty frank and forthright. Thanks for joining us and giving us that clarification. So that's one part of the story at least which is settled, Vani, that Lalit Modi is certainly not the person. Well, the question then is that if he's not the person, you also said that the BJP is not behind this, then who is to be held responsible? Naresh Gujral, we saw in Parliament today members from all opposition parties coming out, whether the Samajwadi Party, your party, the left parties, all saying that telephones of members of parliament are being tapped. Are you really serious about that allegation?
Well, there's a widespread belief in parliament that a number of opposition leaders have their phones being tapped by government agencies. Now, what we want to know is that what is the procedure? And my question today in parliament was that how many agencies in the government of India are actually authorized to tap telephone calls of Indian citizens? I did not get a clear answer to that. Number one. Number two, at what level are they authorized? Is it at an inspector's level? Is it at a superintendent's level? And because somewhere the responsibility has to be fixed. And as far as this case is concerned, government has had these people in their custody for the last 2 weeks, and yet we got a very wishy-washy answer from the Home Minister.
Say that you're not satisfied with the response of the Home Minister. It's very interesting because the main man...
Not at all.
Okay.
I mean, he was giving us the names of the accused, he was giving us their addresses, he was giving us their father's names. I mean, how does that help the investigation?
Okay.
And now I'm shocked that the special cell of the Delhi police is speculating that it could be the BJP.
Okay.
I mean, this is ridiculous, absolutely. Obviously, they're doing it to please their political masters.
Okay, so it's nothing else but a political battle. Let me just ask all of you to hold on and let me play this short interview which I had done with senior lawyer Harish Salve a short while back. And I asked him clearly whether these kind of incidents, political espionage of this kind, could really take place without the connivance and at some level the support of those who are within the government. So you do believe that maybe one of these individuals that we're talking about, Anurag Singh, who had earlier been arrested even in the case of trying to get hold of Amar Singh's call detail records and maybe even tapping his phones, you believe that he could well end up being... He could be an individual, sir, who was being used by the authorities?
The kind of the kind of equipment which he has. I mean, either our intelligence bureau needs to be wound up tomorrow, because if somebody can run equipment as sophisticated and as elaborate as Mr. Anurag Singh without the intelligence finding out, what are they going to stop terrorism and what are they going to tell you about the kind of problems we are facing? I don't believe this. They know exactly what is going on. They use him. I have it from somebody inside the government in a high position, I don't want to name him,
yes,
that even in the Radia case, the income tax department used an outside agency for preserving the data records. And that is why initially when the court asked for the records, they said they are destroyed.
Right.
When the court said, all right, put it on affidavit, then the records are produced.
So who do you believe then, sir, in this case? Who do you believe should ultimately be held responsible? Is it responsibility of the mobile companies who are providing these services, or someone in the government will take responsibility? Because from the look of it, it appears that the Home Minister is just trying to wash his hands off.
Absolutely, and in fact this kind of a reply given by the government strengthens my belief this must be investigated outside the system. You need either a commission of inquiry or something who will investigate into this, get to the bottom of this.
Okay, Prashant Bhushan, let me come to you. How do we get to the bottom of this entire conspiracy, of this entire issue? Because the Home Minister, Mr. Shinde, in Parliament has made it clear that since this is not a case of actual telephone tapping, meaning someone listening to someone else talking on the telephone, and just an attempt being made to get hold of call detail records, Mr. Shinde says that there is no such law which deals with someone accessing CDRs. So what is the truth, Prashant? How can we go beyond this?
Well, I mean, we will come to know only if there is an honest investigation. But unfortunately, there won't be one, because the government is misusing its powers to do phone tapping and all kinds of surveillance on a very massive scale. Of course, getting call records is not a big deal in my view.
Is it illegal? Is it illegal, Prashant, or not?
More serious.
Is getting hold of call detail records illegal or not?
Well, it could be illegal. It probably is illegal. But to my mind, it's a relatively minor thing. Today, the technology that is available enables even a private person to tap phones off the air. There are these machines which originally were imported by the NTRO, which are apparently available by the hundreds in this country and being used by some corporates to tap phones off the air.
Right.
So gradually, you see, technology is going to make this kind of privacy irrelevant. But today what is worrying is the scale at which the government is involved in tapping phones. I saw a report of the review committee of a few days ago which showed that more than 10,000 phones are being tapped by the various central agencies, including more than 5,000 by the IB alone.
Okay.
Now, so far as we know, the IB has not been able to stop any terrorist incidents. If they are tapping more than 5,000 phones, they should have been able to stop most of these terrorist incidents.
Right.
It appears to me that most of these more than 5,000 phones which are being tapped by the IB officially are all political surveillance.
Political
and this
surveillance
does not even include.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This does not even include off the air.
Let me then get the Congress to respond.
And other such agencies.
Let me then get the Congress to respond. Abid Rasool now joining us live. Mr. Rasool, all our panelists are in unison that this is a government which uses the intelligence bureau to indulge in political espionage. Do you plead guilty, sir?
No, it's totally wrong. I was just hearing to the colleague who was speaking before me, and he was talking about 10,000 phones being tapped. And the point is that IB, after due permission from the authorities, and the authorities who are concerned after due diligence, they give permission phone tapping in cases of national interest and national integration. And as far as the case which is being discussed in the parliament, it is a case where a police constable using a false ID of a ACP has taken the call records. Now you should appreciate that every police officer in his daily duties takes call records to solve many crimes.
But you know what?
Today in the situation,
sir, the only problem with your argument is, sir, that the constable that you're talking about, Constable Dabas, happened to be on leave for 1 year. And it seems that no one in the system knew that he was on leave. The man who's now been arrested, Anurag Singh, happens to be someone who has been arrested earlier for also tapping phones of Amar Singh earlier. Obviously, this was well known in the system. So how is it that no one was willing to accept that here was an individual who was already involved? Point is, sir, does the government use external agencies? Prashant Bhushan says government, and Harish Salu was also making the point that government sometimes use external private agencies to do their own dirty tricks. Was this Arun Jaitley phone tap a part of this Congress dirty tricks campaign, sir?
No. Basically, if the government uses any external agencies to tap terrorists who are abroad or who are not in India, then I am not privy to that information. Secondly, a police constable on leave is a very common factor in the police department, where we cannot keep a track on every policeman who is on leave and what he is doing, where he is going, where he is working. It is impossible. In this particular case, he has used a false ID and he is liable for prosecution and he has been arrested. Right. Now, along with him, there have been two Uttarakhand BJP leaders who are also being investigated in this case, because we have a sharp suspicion that it is an internal squabble within the BJP where they are trying to know their leaders' talks with other leaders. So the investigation has to be completed. You cannot preempt things and decide and what is to be done, who is to be punished before the investigation is completed.
But you are saying that this is a case of internal rivalry of the BJP. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yes, it is. It can be. It can be. I'm not saying it is. It can be, where we are investigating that also. Why these two leaders have been speaking to this constable?
Right.
What was the reason for their having to speak to these people?
Vani,
now the point here
let Vani respond. Just hold on for a second, sir. Let Vani respond.
Let me complete it. It's a small submission which I would like to make before he responds.
Yes.
I would like to say that 10,000 telephones which are being tapped, if it is true, it is a very small number compared to our population in India.
Sir,
and
question is, sir, please, sir, it can be 500 telephones as long as law of the land is being adhered to.
Yes,
question
what I'm saying.
Question being raised against the Congress today is that maybe law of the land is being violated. Vani Tripathi, respond to the point. Hold on. Vani, respond to the point. Vani, respond to what is being said by Abid.
This is amazing. As I was saying, this is the absolute nadir in the democracy that we belong to. Three things that Mr. Rasool is himself accepted on national TV right now. Even if it is 10,000 phones, it's not a number. In a largely populated country like India, it doesn't matter. So that means he's accepting on national TV right now that they do tap these telephone lines and the government works like this. Number two, he's saying suspicion. He's saying suspicion. He's saying it's a suspicion. So that means the Home Minister makes a statement in the Rajya Sabha today on the suspicion, on parts of suspicion, and that is how the leader of opposition, of the principal opposition party, and his call records are, called for. And number three, it is fantastic to know that the operatives...
Hold on, Abid bhai. Hold on, Abid bhai.
It is fantastic to know that the operatives in question here, which already Mr. Salve said were using very high, very highly placed equipment, who they were operating for. Isn't that a question that the government needs to answer? But it wouldn't, because we have seen the way they have used the CBI, which actually became the Congress Bureau of Investigation. Similarly, they are using IB and they are using spy agencies so that they can keep a tab on the opposition and what the opposition parties are doing.
Abid, the problem is, may I put it this way, the problem is that when the Home Minister today was speaking in Parliament, it seems that the Home Minister's arguments are not being accepted either by the BJP, you've just heard Vani, or by the Akali Dal, you've just heard Naresh Gujral. There are other MPs from other parties who are saying that this is a government which is not serious about getting to the root of this problem. Does the government have something to hide, or is the government really going to come up with an impartial, fair probe, sir?
No, basically, I would like to put it here that our government is very serious if there is a case of phone tapping which is unauthorized, and we will definitely take action. But if it is a case of authorized phone tapping which is required under the law, as per the law, in the interest of the country, then it is required for the safety and security of our people and the country.
But
and the intelligence input, whatever we are getting.
Which means he will actually release.
Let me complete it.
Hold on.
You cannot. You cannot keep on butting in. Let me complete. No.
Vani, hold on. Vani, please hold on.
Let Abid.
Let Abid. Sure. You let Abid respond. You let Abid respond, and then you come in.
Yeah.
Yes, Abidji.
Yeah. As far as call records are concerned, these are available for everybody who is a subscriber. If they want their own call records, they can get it by a letter. A police officer by a letter can get the call records. A call records is not a very serious offence, and in this case, even then also our government is taking it very seriously, because the leader of opposition's name is involved and his data has been compromised, and we will book the culprits and get them to the jail. We have already arrested the people. Now, just to say that Mr. Shinde is ineffective and is not doing is the agenda of the BJP, who are trying to target Shinde since he has taken their party's name in a different matter. But this is not right. You just cannot target a person just because of no reason.
If this was just about Mr. Shinde, if this was just about Mr. Shinde, then the whole opposition and all the parties wouldn't be getting together and asking him to actually do a probe.
But you know,
we are asking you to do a probe. We are investigate the matter. But I want to ask Mr. Rasool, I want to ask Mr. Rasool on national TV right now, taking a cue from what he said just now, if they have authorized phone tapping for XYZ people, if asked, will they release call records to the nation if they are authorized by you? Will you answer that question right now for us?
Mr. Rasool, you want to answer that? You want to take that question?
Yeah. No, I'll answer that. The call records are not available to a third party. The call records are available to the person whose phone is there and under whose signature it can be obtained. No. Now this constable has used... No, let me complete it. If this constable has done something wrong, he has already been booked. Now, our government has not released the call records of Arun Jaitley ji or Mr. Yachuri ji. Sir, our government has not gone to it. Somebody has done a crime.
Sir, surely this constable is not the mastermind. Surely this Anurag Singh is not the mastermind. What is the motive? Prashant Bhushan, I want to look at the law a little closely with you. Please tell me, Prashant.
I told you very clearly, there is another angle we need to investigate.
Sir, I want, Prashant, please tell me, where does the problem lie? Does the problem lie with the fact that the law is ambivalent, as you are suggesting that maybe, accessing CDRs is not such a big deal, it's not a case of telephone tapping? Because, I was looking at what exists in other countries, in America, in England. It's very, very clearly laid down what can be done and what cannot be done. Is the problem with law the way it's being interpreted in India, Prashant?
No. The government also understands that it is illegal to even access somebody's call records data. However, what this shows is that the government was not tapping Mr. Jaitley's phone, because had they been doing that, they would not be needing to access his call records data.
But they could well have been doing that through an external agency. They could have done it through an external agency, could they?
No. They can't do it through an external agency. All that is illegal. What I am saying is that accessing call records data is a very minor thing compared to tapping the phones themselves.
Right.
However, what we are seeing is tapping of phones on a massive scale, where the entire system of safeguards which was built into the Telegraph Act, that is, the permission has to be given by the Home Secretary, after seeing the justification for that,
Right.
and then there is a review committee, etc.,
Right.
all that safeguard system seem to have collapsed.
Okay.
Because in one short meeting of this review committee, they okay the tapping of 10,000 phones without even looking at whose phones are being tapped.
Okay, Naresh Gujral,
I'm
then final
quite
question
sure
to
that
you.
the Home Secretary also okays
Right.
such requests
Of
for
course,
taps.
nothing can be done without the consent of the Home Secretary. No doubt about that. But Naresh Gujral, final question to you: if you say that you believe that the assurance which has been given by the Home Minister today on the floor of the House is a non-serious assurance, and you're unwilling to accept it, how are we then going to move forward? Are you all now seriously thinking in terms of filing a breach of privilege motion against the government? How are you planning to take this forward, sir?
Well, we've already filed a motion in Parliament, breach of privilege. It has to be discussed.
Okay.
But the main issue is 10,000 phone calls which are being snooped on, phone lines. This is only IB. There is RAW, there is CBI, there is income tax, there is police. I mean, I don't know how many lakh phone calls are being intercepted right now.
And then you have private
But
investigators.
More dangerous.
You have private investigators.
More dangerous is the private investigator.
Like
I'm
this
coming to
Anurag
that. More
Singh.
dangerous is
Yes.
that very sophisticated equipment is in the hands of private investigators.
Right.
Now you give me one instance where government has caught one of them in the last 3 months. And my question today was that does the government have the manpower and the equipment to detect these private investigators and to catch them and book them?
Okay, on that note, Naresh
And I've
Gujral.
got no satisfactory answers to that.
Okay, Naresh Gujral, Vani Tripathi, Rasool Khan and Prashant Bhushan, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of India at 9. One can only hope that this trial by fire that Sushil Kumar Shinde seems to be really withstanding at this moment is a trial which ends soon. Because otherwise, the Home Minister is really moving from one embarrassment to the other.